In this video I would like to talk about Hegel and about God. And if I wanted to make a joke, I would say, is there anything else to talk about? But yeah. Hegel says at the end of the preface to the Phenomenology, for the rest, at a time when the universal nature of spiritual life has become so very much emphasized and strengthened, and the mere individual aspect has become, as it should be, correspondingly a matter of indifference, when, too, that universal aspect holds, by the entire range of its substance, the full measure of the wealth it has built up, and lays claim to it all, the share in the total work of mind that falls to the activity of any particular individual can only be very small. Because this is so, the individual must all the more forget himself, as in fact the very nature of science implies and requires that he should, and he must, moreover, become and do what he can, but all the less must be demanded of him, just as he can expect the less from himself and may ask the less for himself. So, what Hegel says is that the individual is kind of worthless, and as an individual, I wish that I were intelligent and creative, but a part of me understands that all my ideas, I have borrowed them from others. And there's a song by Lil Wayne which says, I see the pain hidden in your pride. A part of me wishes that I were Hegel and that I could speak like a speculative metaphysician and speak in purely logical terms and be the most brilliant mind ever. But I am just me. And I must learn to accept what Hegel says in this passage, although it hurts me, but this is difficult. I have written 10 points 10 ideas depicting what I believe God is, or what I believe to be true. And if I am wrong, God will correct me. Number one, God is being. ID number two, the other is a mirror of God. ID number three, I project my own fears, my own anger, my own evil onto the other. ID number four, to grow up is to accept to be responsible. ID number five, I cannot liberate myself without accepting that I am not a victim. As long as I believe myself to be a victim, I will not be free. ID number 6. I must recognize this world as being my world. ID number 7. The other enables me to know myself and to understand myself. ID number 8. Reality is spiritual, but spirit or mind need to incarnate himself. ID number 9. To live is to suffer, but one must love life nonetheless. So to live is partly to love suffering. ID number 10. One must, as long as one can, thank God for every experience, pleasant or unpleasant. And one must try to love God in all things. These are 10 ideas that I believe are true. I don't know if these are my ideas or God's ideas expressing themselves through me. But these are very difficult ideas to accept. But if they are true, truth is not easy. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share.